and your host for this extravaganza is Steve Holdsworth.
Hello, good evening, a big warm welcome to the Oberhausen Arena for event number 3 in our American Federation of Strength Athletes Full Strength Challenge. We've got 10 men and 6 very hard events.
After Dubai and Seafield, here we are in beautiful Oberhausen for the next round of the AFSA Full Strength Strongman Championships. Behind me, we have a beautiful strong structure, and in a couple of minutes we'll be watching the world's strongest men perform in the fantastic Oberhausen Ice Hockey Stadium.
That's Gary Taylor, our chief referee, assisted by Marshall Ennis of Canada.
And I expect it's going to be a really tough guy to keep Rico behind me. So that's the only thing I'm going to worry for, to keep Rico behind me today.
Big men need big toys. Event 1, truck pull. The guys have to pull this 8-ton truck over a course of 25 meters using leg strength only. Fastest time wins.
So there you are then, Gary Taylor, giving the lowdown on this event, the truck pull, our first event. On the blue side we have Uli Schwartz, a German, a new face in the AFSA Strength Challenge. And on the yellow side, Peter Hensman, another news face, also from Germany. And as Gary Taylor said, the fastest man over the 25 meters. It's an 8-ton truck, will win. And as you can see on the yellow side, he's struggling, Peter Hensman. Willie Schwartz setting the pace here. Hensman finding it very hard to keep up. And there you are, that's the winner of the first heat. What the time was there. And if you don't finish the course, you don't get any points. The winner of the event gets 10 points. The last position gets 1. And of course, everyone else fills in thereafter. So Uli Schwartz then 1 minute 32 seconds. And unfortunately, Hensman did not finish. So here are second up. Wayne Price, the South African, on the blue side, and Chief Ironbear Collins on the yellow side. So Chief Ironbear Collins, 42 years of age. So there you are then, Chief Ironbear Collins collapses at the end of that. Finland's snowman champion in 1998. So, and there's Wayne Price finishing as well. Not a bad time there for Price. He's 32 years of age now, but here's Chief Ironbear Collins struggling. Third up, Bill Linden against Magnus Vermagnusson, one of the men in with a big chance here of making his way into the lead. So Magnus Vermagnusson then almost at level pegging here with Linden. Linden, of course, the Australian, 35 years of age now. Third place in the World Muscle Power in 1996. Magnusson, of course, from Iceland, 4 times the world's strongest man. And none of these events any stranger to him. And there's Magnus. What a competitor this man is. Unbelievable. Ironbear Collins so far set the time to beat 58.56. And Magnusson there, well, 1 minute 8.47. Linden 1:31, so just stopping now, 1:31.
heavy truck pull is bad for me because I have a weight disadvantage. I'm lighter. But no, I think it was going okay.
So that was Magnus then. Now, blue side, Derek Boyer. And then in action here against Heinz Olisch. Olisch, 32 years of age, from Germany. And he was the strongest man on Earth in 1995 and the strongest Viking the same year. Derek Boyer, well, he's 30, one of the youngest in the field, in fact, from Fiji. And third place in the full strength challenge in Seefeld earlier this year. And Boyer, well, not getting quite the start he would have hoped for here against Olisch. And don't forget, 58-56 to beat. And Olisch looking very good. In fact, he's looking superb. So Heinz Olisch then, 40.2 seconds. Amazing time there from the German. And of course, a very popular winner of this event if he stays in the lead. Well, it wasn't so good for Boyer. Derek Boyer, 1:28. Not the worst time so far. And next up, blue side Flemming Rasmussen against Riku Kiri. And I tell you what, this is almost like the World Championship final between these two men. Rasmussen against Kiri. So yellow side then, Riku Kiri against Flemming Rasmussen. Two great athletes, 31 years of age, Rasmussen now. Second place in the World's Strongest Man in 1997. Kiri 36 and third in the World's Strongest Man in 93 and 94, second in 92. And the European champion in 96 and 97.
It always feels good if you win the first event, so it gives you some extra power because of your head.
So Heinz Olisch then winning the truck pull and winning it very well as you can see there, 40.2 seconds, excellent time.
Thomas.
So welcome back then. Event number 2 now is the trial bike lift. 60 seconds to lift this over their heads as many times as they possibly can. Over to Gary Taylor.
Big men and power. What's the attraction? Event 2, overhead lift. The guys have to lift this beautiful trials bike to arm's length overhead as many times they possibly can. The guy who does the most reps wins the event.
So there you go then. It's as easy as that. Chief Iron Bear Collins, the first to go. And of course, he's getting a good grip initially. That's the problem. So here he goes then. 1. Lock out the arms. It's not thereafter.
1.
Well, Gary Taylor's always been a pretty tough referee. Well, it weighs 100 kilograms, this bike, so it's not only the weight, but also the fact that the weight is distributed so unevenly. Well, it's got to 10, Collins, 11, and that's a dozen. Well, 13. Oops, and it looks like he's just gone a bit past his endurance there, so 13 possibly for Collins. So Iron Bear Collins, what's he done? It looked like 13, it could have been a dozen. Next up, Wayne Price. Wayne, of course, 32 years of age. From South Africa. first place in the full strength challenge in Las Vegas in '98. So an experienced competitor, he knows what's required. And it's staying consistent, of course, not over the course of this competition, but the previous ones too. Trying to amass as many points as you can. And the winner with the most points at the finish will take the title. Coming into this competition, Flemming Rasmussen in front with 93 points overall. Riku Kiri with 81.5 and Heinz Olles with 69.5. Magnussen with 51. Well, there you are. That's looked like 7 there for Price. Yes, we've had confirmation that Chief Ironbear Collins did 12 repetitions there. Next up, Bill Linden. What can Big Bill do? Australian, of course, Bill. Third place in the World Muscle Power Championships in 1996. Known as the Koala Bear. The reps to beat, of course, 12, set by Chief Ironbear. Oh, and there you saw the wobble in the left arm from Bill Linden, but looks like he's equal Chief Ironbear Collins there at 12. Next up, everybody's favourite Icelander, Magnus Ver Magnussen, looking to beat 12 repetitions. And don't forget, this man, 4 times the world's strongest man. And one of the event favourites, undoubtedly. 51 points overall coming into this. Well, struggling now, 9, that's 9. Will he get 10? He will. Oh, and just failing there, 10.5 from Magnus. So still the reps to beat, 12 set by Ironbear Collins and equal by Bill Linden. Let's just see what Derek Boyer can do. He's from Fiji, as if he needed reminding. So Derek Boyer, here he goes, looking to beat 12, that's 1. Well, he looks very confident, doesn't he? Well, that's 10. That's just beaten Magnus for Magnussen. Ooh, and a wobble there. Losing his footing. 12, I think. And that looks like it could be 13. Yes, it is. It's 13 by Derek Boyer. Quite amazing. So he's in front now, Derek Boyer. Excellent performance there by Boyer, just beating the 12 reps set earlier. Now Heinz Olles, the German, and he's being buoyed up by these German supporters. Winner of the first event, the truck pull. An amazing 40.2 seconds. Well, too quick, I think, for our judge here. Gary Taylor, as I say, assisted by Marshall Ennis of Canada, and this is a very, very good press. He looks very comfortable, Olles. Well, he's just beaten Derek Boyer, and that is 15, I think. What a wonderful event for Heinz Olles. So there you are, 50 repetitions for the German. Incredible.
The next one, you know, the motorcycle lift is it's quite awkward, you know, and they can expect a big fight between me and Riku, for sure.
So there you are then, Riku Kiri, his main worry in this competition. And here is Kiri, and the reps to beat is 15, set by the German Heinz Olles. Well, it's interesting that Kiri's struggling already with this. This is not the Kiri we've become to know. 5. Not enjoying this. Oh, it's a big struggle. It's a massive struggle for Kiri. And that, I tell you, that's going to be great for Rasmussen. Kiri does 6 repetitions, and that's a big disappointment for him. So here is Flemming Rasmussen then. And, well, he's got 15 to beat. Wonderful. Well, 13, he's gone past 14. And he equals the highest so far. 15, 16, 17. And 17 will do. So Flemming Rasmussen gets 17 repetitions of the trial bike over his head. And that's amazing.
Yeah, this was really an important event for me, because if I could win this event, you know, they're going to have a tough time to get me in the end. So that was really important, this one. So I gave 100%.
And his favourite event, by the way, is the bench press. So that stood him in good stead there. Well, next up, Peter Hensman of Germany. Well, not a bad technique here from Hensman, but he's got an awful lot to beat. 17 set by Rasmussen. Olesh, of course, at 15. And Hensman will want to do well here. He did not finish the truck pull and consequently did not get any points. I think that's 10. Going well. Don't forget, he's a new face on the strength challenge. I think that may be 11. Yes, it is. It's 11. So 11 for Peter Hensman, and that's not bad at all. And he's very happy with that. Next up, our final competitor in the overhead lift. Uli Schwartz, also of Germany. And once again, the target to beat 17. Set by Flemming Rasmussen. And he's a big man, Flemming, from Denmark. 31 years of age. And the overall leader coming into this third event. Oh, it's painful, it's painful. No, he can't. They'll get the 60 seconds to do as many as they possibly can, and it's just gone beyond. Schwartz, who does 9, and that's not bad. So there you are then, 17 repetitions by Flemming Rasmussen to put himself well on top there. Raikku Kiri, surprisingly, at the bottom with 6 reps and only 1 point out of that. Big disappointment for him.
Event 3, stones of strength. Each athlete has to lift 5 stones, and they weigh 120, 130, 140, 150, and the biggest is 160 kilo. They have to lift them onto a platform 1.40 meters high in the fastest time. The guy that lifts all 5 in the fastest time is the winner.
Well, thank you, Gary. Saving me an awful lot of chat. So the first to go then, Wayne Price. And you can see Price there. And that's going to be a big problem for these people here, these marshals, trying to keep these stones actually on the table. It's 1.4 meters high. So Wayne Price against Bill Linden. And a problem. It's more like playing marbles up there, isn't it? Don't forget, the lightest was 120, the heaviest 160. Well, Linden. It's difficult to know. I think there's 5 up there at the moment. And looks like Linden has had just about enough. Wayne Price as well. I think he's just got 2 up.
Well, I'm enjoying the contest so far. Being a little disappointed again. I'm just on the seem to be getting with the events. The last event, I found the stones very slippery. They went straight through the arms, and there was a little bit of a confusion between me and Bill. The head judge, Gary Taylor, has given us a rerun, an option of a rerun, but the arms are so ripped that to do a rerun on the bare arms would just be ridiculous now. So we just have to go with the points that are. There's still 3 events to come, so we'll just make up on as much as we can.
So there's Wayne Price then, and concerned about the abrasive effect these stones have on the forearm. So there's the first one up, and well, Derek Bowyer against Magnus for Magnussen. And there's 3 up for Bowyer. Magnussen, well, looking a bit jaded here tonight, to be honest. But you'd never bet against him. There's 4 up for him. Bowyer, after a very good trial bike lift press, is looking to finish these stones of strength. Oh, and I just wonder whether he'll go again. And once again, concern there for the abrasive effect on the arms from Magnus. And Bowyer looking to get this 5th and final stone in place. 60 seconds, of course, the time limit here for these 3, and it's gone past. Too late for Bowyer. Done well.
I've travelled a long way for this competition, halfway around the world. It is true I'm injured at the moment, but they say sometimes you must be wary of a wounded warrior. So I make my warnings to the others.
So wounded warrior then, Derek Bowyer, next up. Well, this is interesting. Heinz Olesch against Raiku Kiri. And here's Kiri, and Olesch really is in fantastic form here in front of the German supporters, and they really do have an awful lot of time for him, and he's doing very well. Don't forget the time limit is 60 seconds, and the quickest man to load the 5 stones up 1.4 meters is the winner, and that's a great time by Olesch. That looked very good from Heinz Olesch.
In Schönebeck bin ich die Sache langsamer angegangen. Heute muss ich schon Gas geben, weil die Jungs hier, die haben alle das schon 5 Jahre als Übung. Und wir haben doch nicht die Möglichkeit, so oft
more than concentration, because the other guys have trained for 5 years, and he doesn't have the possibility to train that often with the stones, so he tries to manage it within 30 seconds. If he does, he'll be very happy with it. Anyway, here we go. Peter Hensman in action here against Flemming Rasmussen. And Rasmussen, of course, such a wonderful competitor. When he's on song, he's impossible to beat. And they've obviously noticed how the stones were flying previously, and they've got them under control now. And that's a great time for Rasmussen. Goodness me, absolutely sliced through those stones, didn't he? 20.65 seconds for Rasmussen. Can you believe it? Well, Hensman. Well, he's done 4 stones, and he's done it in 20.69, and that's a good time for Peter Hensman. That may, in fact, put him in 2nd place. Next up, Ironberg Collins against Uli Schwartz. And this is Uli. Or should I say Schwartz? Well, looks like Collins is struggling. Oh, goodness me. And, well, so is Uli. Schwartz there has possibly pulled a muscle. I say possibly, it's hard to know. And Collins as well, suffering a very similar fate. And I tell you what, these men are very sensible. They know when to quit. That is incredibly painful and dangerous. Well, he said during training, 160 kilogram stone was no problem. I started quite well. The 120 and the 130 were easy, but then my arm hurt, and I'm having a torn muscle tissue now, so I've had to give up. What a shame then for Uli Schwartz having to give up there. The same, I imagine, would apply to Collins, and there's Rasmussen, 5 stones in 2063. Olesh also with 5, but in 27.10. Kiri 5.2, 29.13. Superb. Superb. So the winner of the Stones of Strengthen, Flemming Rasmussen. And there you are, that's the overall standings at the moment. 28 points between him and Olesh. Kiri 10 points behind. Had one disappointing event, of course.
He's badly behaved, immature, and irresponsible.
You don't think things through.
Old Man River, zip it or I'll break your head.
Now he's about to meet someone.
Well, it's car walking time now.
From brute strength to technical strength. Event 4, the car walk. The guys have to get into this car, lift it off the floor using these straps on their shoulders, and walk 15 meters in as fast a time as possible. The car weighs 500 kilos, an incredible half a ton. The guy who does it in the fastest time wins.
Well, can't put it much further than that, can you? An old Citroen 2CV or 4CV, who knows? And first up is Magnus Ver Magnussen. Don't forget, 500 kilograms. This weighs half a ton of car. 15 meters must be covered in the fastest time possible. They can put it down and start again if they like, but they can't bounce it up the course. The judging has always been very strict, of course, in these events, and any bouncing, and they'd soon get chucked out. So Magnus then, just showing how difficult this event can be. 36 years of age, of course, from Iceland. 4 times the world's strongest man. It's been a very busy couple of years for Magnus, and I tell you something, he's probably in need of a very good rest. So, just wonder how far he got. Next up, Derek Boyer, I should say, the man from Fiji. Slightly different approaches by Boyer. He's leaning forward as opposed to Magnus, who was virtually straight-backed. And he said a wounded warrior. He's a dangerous man, and he's probably right, but I just wonder whether Boyer has the experience at this level to really do something. Only 30 years of age, of course. His favourite event is the yoke race, so maybe this suits him. 3rd place in the full strength challenge in Seefeld, which was brought to you on Eurosport, of course. Well, he's a happy man. He's well, yes, it's just over the line there. Next up, this big German, Heinz Olesh. Oh, goodness, and he's put an awful lot so far into the first 3 events. Here he goes, wearing this car like a dress. Or like a big pair of lederhosen. 15 meters to be covered. Well, the first drop then from Olesh, but covered quite a bit of ground there with that car raised. Well, I don't know whether he's going to continue. Next up, Raiku Kiri. By the way, his favourite event is the Farmer's Walk, so this should not be a problem for Kiri. It's the same, almost the same kind of discipline. Different muscles, of course, but the The steps about the same. And this is a good time for Kiri. And there you go. Well done. And he's happy with that. So Kiri in good form.
Yeah, it's okay, but I lose many points. Motorbike press, but this car walking is okay, no problem.
Well, no problem for him, maybe. Next up, Flemming Rasmussen. Once again, a man in very, very good form. Flemming from Denmark, of course, and, well, not getting the grip right. And he's a big favourite of the overhead bench press. Won the full strength challenge in Dubai and Seefeld. And he is the favourite coming into this one. And of course comes in with 93 points before this competition started. Well, determined man, and that's a good time, you know. That's a good time for Rasmussen. I don't know if it's it hasn't put him in front of Kiri, just a fraction behind actually. So here is Peter Hensman, one of 3 Germans, of course, in action here. Hensman, 31 years of age, and he also a big fan of the overhead bench press. 3rd in the German championships this year. And of course, in this competition, anyone who comes last twice is eliminated and a new contestant invited in. And that's where Hensman fits the bill. And he's struggling here now. This, of course, one of the events alien to Hensman. Once again, trying for all he's worth to get this down the course. Well, he's very, very gutsy, Hensman, but I don't think he wants to go any further.
Well, it's small steps you have to take with this car, and this car's a little heavier than it normally. Some of these guys is awesome on this car here. Actually, I have a torn bicep and a torn lower back, so it's going to be very difficult for me to even just do anything. Anything with biceps and lower back, it's hard for me to do.
Well, I'm Bear Collins there, just saying, cataloguing his injuries, and well, he's a very brave man to be continuing here. And in the Stones of Strength, of course, you saw him hold his right bicep. There's obviously damage there, and you heard him just say about his lower back, and this won't do him any good at all. Well, carrying half a ton over 15 metres might not sound too much, unless you think about it, and then see men like Collins going through this kind of pain. Well, he's very proud and wants to succeed. Well, it looks like the Chief has had about enough. Yes, he has. A shame for him. Now Wayne Price, the South African, once again. First place, of course, in the full strength challenge in Las Vegas last year. Hasn't really hit the heights since that success. Not a bad walk this so far for Price. Well, Wayne knows when he's beaten, and that'll do. See these eyes popping out of his head. Well, there's our overall leader at the moment. Now we've got Bill Linden. And Bill, well, this Australian, very popular on the circuit, 35 years of age now. And he likes the hand over hand, which you'll see later. Third place in the World Muscle Power in 95. So there you are. This is the strongest koala bear you'll ever see. Well, I used to have a Citroen 2CV. It was always breaking down, but I never would have considered doing this to it. It might have got me further, though. So bad luck to Bill Linden there. So, the car carrying, won by Raiku Kiri in 25.22. That's unbelievable. Schwartz pulling out for injury. Rasmussen still very much up there in second place now in this event. And Boyer, 46.69. Still doing quite well.
From incredible leg strength using the car walk, we now move to arm and back strength. Using this thick rope, the athletes have to lift a 300-kilo object using a pulley system 10 meters off the floor. The guy who does it the quickest wins.
There you are, say no more. 300 kilograms this way, that's over 600 pounds, of course, and it's got to be pulled off the floor to a height of 10 meters. And the quickest man to do it is the winner. And here you are, Bill, sorry. We have a man from Fiji, Derek Boyer, going first. And 30 feet, or just over, is an awful long way to lift 300 kilograms. I know the horsepower is 1 pound through I think 1 foot in 1 minute, but what on earth does this equate to? 300 kilograms, 10 meters in as quick time as you can. Well, not bad then. Not bad at all for Boyer. And hand over hand now, Heinz Olesch. Once again, it's going quite quickly, this one, and Olesch in great form for this Oberhausen leg. And there you are.
So normally nothing should go wrong now to hold the second place, to keep it. So, but I don't know the times now. So if Riku did beat me here, then it's getting tight.
So here is Riku Kiri, and let's just see how he gets on. As I say, he's not in the best of form. And it will set the pyrotechnic at the top when it reaches the nominated point. Almost there, there you go. So there you are then. Riku Kiri sets off the sparkler. I'm just wondering where he's going to be. I think that's a very good time, actually. Olesch was good, but Kiri was better. Well, next up then, Fleming Rasmussen. Monster of an opponent. And he wants to win this so much. As I say, overall leader coming into the competition with 93 points. I'm looking to put this one beyond doubt. And this is a good time. That's not a bad time for Fleming. It's not the quickest, though, by any means. In fact, 7 seconds longer, I do believe, than the quickest we've had so far. Now, Peter Hensman. And Peter in, without trying to sound rude, in to make up the numbers ostensibly, but really does want to do well here. This will set him up for the future. Oh, and once again, Hensman realising how difficult it can be at this level. Well, as you can see, there's a lock-off mechanism stopping that huge weight from plummeting earthward. But, well, Hensman didn't do too badly there, but once again failed to finish. Now Wayne Price, our South African competitor. Price, great value, of course, and he could do well here. They'll get the time to beat 26.71 the time to beat.
Thank you for the wonderful audience and the support.
Well, that's nice of Wayne to, yeah, appreciating the audience who are a big part of these events. Bill Linden now, the Aussie. So in first place at the moment, just checking the scores, Riku Kiri, 26.71. Olesh in second, but we haven't had Magnus for Magnusson yet. We've had Rasmussen, and he is on his way down actually, 34.62. And there you are, that's not bad for Linden. 35.19 in fact. And here he comes then, Magnus Ver Magnusson, the Icelander. And the time to beat 26.71, and it could be very close. He's going for it. Well, this is a very good time. And there's not going to be much in it if he can only keep this up. Bang, that's surely it. Well, the technique didn't go off.
Give it a go in this one, see if the backward hold. Use more legs, and it worked out well.
Well, you know, it didn't go off, did it, for Magnus Ver Magnusson, but he's won that event. 26.61, very, very close to Riku Kiri. Olesh once again performing well in third place.
Wherever you look, there's always something plus. The Wagon-R Plus, a Suzuki original.
Tonight, Euro Legends has the best of the action from the archives of the European Championships. The artistry and skill of European football's greats. Euro Legends looks back at the classic tournaments, the best moments, the stars, the underdogs, and the winners. Glory, injustices, and even the villains. Euro Legends, tonight at 10:10 on British Eurosport.
With Fujifilm.
British Eurosport is the channel for the Vuelta de España, and we've got a brand new competition for cycling fans. And if you want to win this fantastic mountain bike, you need to tell us who won the last stage of the Vuelta. Was it Lance Armstrong, Marco Pantani, or Abraham Olano? So if you've got the answer, the mountain bike could be yours. Call the British Eurosport line now. That's 0906 614 0020.
Welcome back then. Sixth and final event, the Power Stairs.
After 5 grueling events, we move on to the 6th and final event, the Power Stairs. This will test the athlete's complete endurance, strength and power. They have to lift 3 210-kilo objects, one at a time, to the top of the stairs in the fastest time. The guy that does it the quickest wins.
Well, first up, Peter Hensman. He's on his own, actually, because Uli Schwartz, the man he should have gone against, is injured, and that's a shame. So nothing really to push Hensman on here. And as Gary Taylor said, they're 210 kilograms these weigh each, and that's an awful lot of weight. That's well over 400 pounds. And Peter, well, he's got short legs, and that is a major problem for him. He can't get the extension required, and you know, that is his problem. Physically, he's just not built for this event. He's made one stair, though. As you can see, it's a hugely difficult event for this man, and he's completely frustrated. What a great response there from Peter Hensman. What's the point of continuing? I've got short legs. Oh, what a shame for him. I'm sure that's endeared him, though, to the public. Next up, Wayne Price. And Chief Iron Bear, who should have been going against Wayne Price, is also injured, so I'm afraid he's had to pull out, leaving Price to battle all alone. So the man who can lift all 3 stones to the top of the stairs in the quickest possible time is the winner. And there's a 90-second time limit. Well, he's had enough. Probably feeling he can't win the competition anyway, so what's the point? So Wayne Price ducks out after a couple of stairs. Next up, Bill Linden against Derek Boyer. And this is really where it starts to tell and helps you psychologically to perform. Well, Linden and Boyer. Well, there's one up to the top already from Linden. Oh, Boyer, they're just struggling slightly. What a strange technique then from Boyer, using one leg on one stair, and that's, I tell you something, very, very good timing for Linden. Well, he's still got time left in the 90 seconds, and Linden trying to encourage him as well. Well, as you can see there, it's hard work. And if you're only a little fella, this is a big problem. And as you can see, once again, Boyer there putting one leg up just to try and get a bit of height. And he's had enough. Who can blame him? That'll do. So 2 and a bit. 2 and a bit for, or 2 and a big bit, in fact, for Linden.
Yeah, 1 point behind Heinz. I need 1 point more this event. That's it. Second place.
Well, he needs 1 point more. Next up. Well, this is not bad timing at all for Kiri. Nice quick approach from Riku Kiri. There you go. He's happy with that. He's very happy with that. And Magnus, well, he's finished, but he's not brilliantly happy with his timing, I'm afraid. Now, Heinz Olesch against Magnus for Magnus, and I tell you what, this is going to be one hell of a competition. These 2 men leading the leaderboard at the moment. Well, Magnussen first up, Olesch just slightly behind. Technique, of course, absolutely vital, as well as having the right physical proportions and strength to complete this. There you go, there you go. So Rasmussen just beating Olesch to the top there. Great competition. So there you are then. There's the power stairs results. 1863 for Riku Kiri. And Ironbear Collins out and Schwartz out with injury. Hensman only 2 steps with Wayne Price.
Yeah, I'm happy, everything okay. But only bad event, motorcycle press. But second place, I'm okay, and I'm happy.
Well, there you are, the winner. Final results, in fact, fantastic for the Oberhausen event. Flemming Rasmussen picking up 50 very well-earned points. Kiri 47, Olesch 45. That's good for Olesch. Magnus for Magnussen in 4th place with 36. And Boyer doing well. There's the overall results now from the 3 competitions, Dubai, Seefeld and Oberhausen. Rasmussen in top spot with 143. Kiri close at 128.5. Olesch 114.5. And it's been a great competition. So Derek Boyer then in 4th place picks up a great prize. In 3rd, yep, Heinz Olesch getting the 3rd place prize. Nice trophy. One can only hope it's made of polystyrene. For all the right reasons, of course. And in 2nd position, of course, Raiku Kiri. And he'll be happy with 2nd, I think. As I say, I don't think he was performing at his absolute best. Yeah, Riku Kiri then picks up the silver statue. And as I say, for everyone's sake. And here's the winner then of the Oberhausen event, Flemming Rasmussen. 1st position, 143 points. Unbelievable. And there's that gold statue for Rasmussen. And well, here's our band. This is Roach Motel and Master and Porch. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our full strength challenge from Oberhausen. It's been a great event once again. And don't forget, we had the truck pull winner Heinz Olesch, the overhead press winner Flemming Rasmussen. Rasmussen also winning the Stones of Strength. Kiri the car walk. Hand over hand went to Magnus for Magnussen, and Kiri won the power stairs. But the winner overall, Flemming Rasmussen. Thanks for joining us once again, and keep your eyes out for more strength events on Eurosport. Take care and good night, and we'll just let these men celebrate all of the hard work they put in over the last year, and let's hope they can get someone to get them a hand home with their trophies. Good night.
Of 200 grams, which we normally serve on a daily basis. And in comparison, that's a steak which those guys are eating. So hopefully they will not stay too long in our hotel, otherwise we get ruined.
And that is an introduction to Prague, capital of the Czech Republic. Good evening and welcome to the latest round of the World Strongman Grand Prix of 1999. Our venue, the tennis stadium here, which has been over the years the Czech Republic's very own venue of legends. Great names of recent tennis history, such as Martina Navratilova and Ivan Lendl, both competed in their junior and senior careers there. This competition, though, is all about strength in its purest and most absolute of forms. 6 disciplines are included in tonight's program.
Hi, my name is Joe Onosai from the beautiful islands of Western Samoa. I am here in the Czech Republic simply to kick some big-time booty.
Hello, I'm Agnes Samuelsson. I'm world's strongest man, and I'm going to stay there.
Hi, I'm Jouko Alha from Finland, world champion 97. Finnish guys are strongest men in the world. I am here to win the Grand Prix.
Hi, I'm Odd Hogan, originally from Norway, now living in beautiful Hawaii and representing the United States of America. I'm here to show the young guys how to do it.
Well, I'm Jan Bartel from the Czech Republic, and the first event he ever competed in, he's saying he's won, and he's here tonight to win again.
We do a program for Eurosport, televised all over Europe, and
Well, those are the prime competitors tonight, the ones we expect to be in the top positions as we get into the latter stages of this competition. 6 disciplines.